Hey, Dream Community. Okay, we've got our next dream for the week. This is from April 20th, 2024. This is the movie theater dream that I spoke about earlier in the week on the content that I put out for anyone that follows me on social media. Here we go. I'm at a place that is not my home. It's a rich community, and I think there's a high chance the grandfather I never knew might be working at a fancy house across the street. I ask many guests if they've encountered a Tony DiPasquale, and no one has. I come back to my companions. It's almost time to leave, but I take another solo excursion. I'm at a movie theater with kids dressed up and headed into a SpongeBob movie. I greet them warmly and tell them how good they look. Then further into the theater, I find Keanu Reeves. And he is taller than I expected, and I ask to get a photo with him. And he joyfully agrees. We are standing side by side to take the photo, and I cannot get my phone to change to selfie mode no matter what I try. I think how Aaron has always told me, and I've known, that Keanu is known for his kindness and he is patiently waiting for me, and I'm embarrassed because I cannot fix it. Others need him, so I step away, but plan on getting my picture as soon as I figure this out. A transgender employee who looks and is dressed male helps me on the large computer monitor sized touchscreen. He not only fixes it, but in the process, he quickly and expertly resets all the settings to give me the best looking photo. I'm so grateful, and I thank him profusely. I get my phone and find out that the white female theater manager moved Keanu into one of the theaters to keep him safe. She is in a small office with a too large for the space high back chair. The back of the chair is so big it doesn't fit through the door frame of the tiny office, and it blocks the view of her. I know she is trying to prevent me from getting to Keanu, but I am determined, and I know he will happily pose again for a photo with me. I notice there's a photo filter on my camera that puts some type of banner at the bottom of the picture that I don't want there and cannot get rid of, but I figure, oh well. All right, so here are some of the key terms in this dream. So the rich community at around the time of this dream, I believe, is actually the Franklin Walmart that I was at, because for those that live anywhere around Franklin, Tennessee, it is a very high median income community, and that's what you see reflected in the Walmart. So that's not my home, meaning as we know now, it's not a place I ended up staying forever, but it's where I was for a time. All right, so I'm looking for my grandfather, which is inheritance. So I'm looking for my inheritance. I'm looking for my future, okay? And then Tony DiPasquale is who I'm looking for as my grandfather or my inheritance. And Tony is not the name of my actual grandfather, but Tony means invaluable. So I'm at Walmart looking for my invaluable inheritance, what God has for me there. But it turns out it's not actually at Walmart, which in my real life is true now that I've walked this out. Okay, so then I take this solo excursion to a picture theater. That's your life passing before you, okay? Or it can also be like a picture of your life, okay? That's a movie of your life. It's your life, okay? So then these children, which can be my inner child. It also can be like a receiving and trusting and a believing part of me, dressed up in the SpongeBob, which is so funny because I am not one that knows SpongeBob, but my best friend does. And she laughed out loud and gave me like how this guy has such enthusiasm for life, and he carries out his job with this great enthusiasm, even if he's like cleaning up muck. It doesn't matter what he does. He's like, woohoo, so excited. Okay, and I didn't understand this until she told me about it with SpongeBob. So what I'm recognizing here is that the movie, or this part of my life, okay, I, and in my inner child, need to have an enthusiasm for this time that I was back at Walmart. And I was there when I had this dream, so it helped me change my attitude and just try to have an enthusiasm for everything that I put my hands to at that job for the season that I was there. Okay, so then I find Keanu Reeves, who is taller than. So a tall person has great authority, and his kindness, like what people know about Keanu, is that his Okay, I wanted to make sure I was recording. Looked like I wasn't. His kindness is something that he's known for. And so I want to identify with that. And I'm trying to take a selfie, and I am standing with kindness. So it's like it's something I am aligned with, but I'm not able to identify with it at this time. And I've got to go get some things fixed in my heart, which is so true as I was walking out my time with Walmart. I needed some things fixed in my heart. So I go to do that. Okay. So a transgender is the one that helps me. It's denoting or relating to a person whose gender identity does not correspond with the sex registered to them at birth. That is the technical term for it. So basically, their identity isn't exactly what you're looking at. Although I am looking at a male and he looks like a male, but I'm calling him transgender, which means there's an identity inside that's different than what's traditional, okay? And that person or mentality, maybe in my own mind, fixes the problem in my heart. Does that make sense? And then on my phone, right? So a phone can be heart sensitive to the Spirit of God if it's a touch screen phone, or healing for those that do not believe in God, just that inner healing. Okay, so that gets all fixed up. Now, this white female woman, if you dream of a white person and you are white, oftentimes it's something that's familiar to you. If you dream of an African American person but you are white, it's often something unfamiliar to you. And it's exactly the same when you swap it. So if you're African American and you're dreaming of a white person, it's something unfamiliar to you. If you're African American and you're dreaming of an African American, it's something familiar, if that makes sense. So this manager is familiar to me, and the way that she's trying to remove Keanu from me, or that mindset that I want, that kindness that I want, means it's a Jezebel spirit. And I've talked about this in the past, like it's that spirit of discord and frustration and what happens to get in the way of our relationships. That's what she represents. And let's go on here. So kingdom office or position. So in that office of authority for where I was at Walmart is where this Jezebel spirit is, okay? And then if you notice that her chair, the back of her chair is too big, it doesn't even fit in the office. So it's like this Jezebel spirit of discord doesn't even fit in this place of authority, okay? It should not be there. Then, it's too high, it's too big, her office is too small. Like, none of this discord fits. And when I recognized that, I was beginning to change my attitude. This isn't about anyone else, by the way. This is all about inside me. This dream was working out issues inside me while I was doing that job. That's how powerful this is. Okay, so then I am determined to get my picture. And that means I am determined to identify with kindness. And that is how this dream ends. Now, maybe you guys can leave some comments on this last part. The banner at the bottom of the picture that I don't want there, can't get rid of, and so I just accept it. I don't know what the heck that means. I have never understood the end of that part of the dream. So if you guys have any ideas, I would love to hear your feedback. Please send me a note, put it in the comments. Let me know, what do you think about the banner at the bottom of my phone there? And let me know what you think about this dream. I hope it helps you. I hope if you have any questions, make sure to let me know. And then I look forward to seeing you guys next week with the next breakdown of one of the dreams that I've had come to pass. See you next time.